Today on Everyday Self-Awareness, we're going to talk about everyday objects, things that are in our environments that we can use for tools for self-defense. Now, I'm talking about self-defense in the sense that we've got to go hands-on. That's how I look at self-defense. Our self-protection, our self-awareness skills, our de-escalation skills have let us down. And we've got to go hands-on. We're in a situation where I'm looking at bodily harm or even worse, and I've got to protect myself. This is where I can take a look at my environment and what's around me and what I can use to help defend myself. Let's dive into it. So I know what you might be thinking. Why are we going to talk about using everyday things in our environment to pick up, to protect ourselves, tools? Especially when I could carry a gun, I could carry a knife or a pepper spray or lots of other things. Yes, in the United States, we have that ability and that right, if we choose to carry such things. However, in some countries, they don't have that ability. It's against the law, it just can't happen. But let's back up here to the United States. You might not ethically feel good about carrying a gun or a knife or something along those lines, okay? You might not have the time for the training because, believe me, this is a whole nother topic. If you're gonna, let's just go to a gun. If you're gonna carry a gun, you better be doing some training and not just training at the beginning and then carry it for a couple of years and don't continue your training. So we need to be able to be aware of things in our environment, because our environment's constantly changing, that if we had to go to a self-defense situation, that would help us get out of it, get us away from the bad person as fast as possible. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, I want to be very clear. This isn't about picking up something and hurting somebody just for any old reason. I'm talking about self-defense situation where your life is being threatened, okay? Okay, let's talk about the different objects depending on where our environment is, things that we could pick up to help protect ourselves. Let's start with a real common one that people, I hope, think about from time to time, a broomstick. Now, something that gives me a little bit of link between me and the bad person, gives me a little bit more confidence, and it gives me the ability to strike and possibly give me a chance to exit the situation. This could be a walking stick, a cane, anything that has any kind of length to it. Okay, a pencil, okay? A pencil for getting into a pressure point situation where hopefully, again, I can cause enough pain at a certain pressure point where it gives me a chance to get away. It could be a pen. Now, this particular pen's a tactical pen, but it could be an everyday pen, okay? It could be a fork. Again, hitting a certain pressure point, okay, and understanding how to handle it in your hand. And we'll talk about these things in another video, okay? It could be keys. Now, keys aren't my number one go-to because they're hard to get into your hand and hold on to. I know a lot of people have talked about using keys before, but in an emergency, if this is all I had, it's better than nothing. It could be we're at the house and I've got a pepper shaker right here in my hand. Something that fits my hand that gives me the ability to use to get away, okay? Now, I love this one, everyday flashlights. Now, not everybody carries a flashlight with them every day, but if you got one handy, pick it up. And of course, with the everyday flashlight, you got the ability to shine it right into their eyes. It could be a wrench, okay? It could be a screwdriver, okay? This is just a few examples of things that are in your environment throughout the day. And we're always wanting to do a mental check from time to time. Hey, what would I do if a person did this? How would I handle myself? How do I get away from a bad situation as fast as possible? In a lot of cases, if the person is bigger than you, you might not have that physical skill set to be able to get away from them. But once I'm able to pick up something like this is a force multiplier, especially if that person's bigger than you. Okay, but as always, these are not something to mess around with. I'm talking about situations, again, where you're in fear for your life or bodily harm. So I want you to really take that seriously. Again, I want you to do the mental reps from time to time. From time to time, scan where you're at. Take a look at things around you. And just be ready if you ever had to pick something up and reach for it, okay? So for more tips on how to keep yourself and how to improvise into other tool sets for self-defense, Keep an eye out for more videos, okay? And as always, thank you for your time and stay safe.